Hi team, welcome to today's workout. Thank you so much for joining me today. Before we get started, I will remind you, please make sure to check in once we are finished today. You can do that just below the video player here. As well, please make use of the stretching video that is also available to you to keep your body feeling nice and healthy and happy. Flexibility really is just as important as the workout itself. All right, so today's workout, we're going to do compound or combined exercises with a core focus. So how this is going to work is we're going to do this kind of superset style. We're going to treat it basically as if we're doing two different exercises that are going to work different parts of our bodies. Our first exercise is going to be that compound or combined exercise, and then our second exercise is going to be a core piece. We're going to do each of them for a set amount of reps. We're going to go through each set twice. After that, we'll take a quick break. We'll grab some water and then we'll move on to the next one. I'll show you how to do everything before we even do it. So let's get started. Number one, we're doing 20 squat press, 20 bird dogs. All right, like I said, I'll show you these things and then we will get started. So starting with some weights, doesn't matter if you have dumbbells, soup cans, or water bottles. We're gonna combine that regular squat with a shoulder press. So how we're going to do this regular squat, your feet are slightly wider than your shoulders, toes pointed out at a bit of an angle. From there, we're gonna bring our weights up and just kind of rest them on our hands with our elbows at a 90-degree angle like this. From here, going into our squat, we're gonna hinge at our knees and our waist, keeping our weight in our heels. We're gonna go down into that squat. Then as we come up, we're pushing up through our heels. Then once we get up to the top, we're going to push those weights straight up over our heads, just like this. After that, you're bringing those weights back down to 90 degrees with your elbows, dropping back down into that squat. All right, nice fluid motion if you can make it, okay? Instead of stopping, then pressing, then going down into that squat. Try to make it fluid. If you do have to stop, that's completely fine. All right, 20 of those. After that, we are switching to 20 bird dogs. So a bird dog, we're going to get into table position on our hands and knees just like this. If you do find while you're doing this, your balance is a bit off, give yourself a nice wide stance with your hands and your knees, all right? Squeezing your core nice and tight, so squeeze that core, draw that belly button in towards your spine. You're just gonna lift your opposite appendages out towards basically the walls around you, just like this, to about hip height. You're not going up, okay? Keep that core nice and tight. You're only lifting them straight out, just like so. Each side is one, and we are going to do 20 of those. So let's get started here, team, with our squat press. 20 of these. Here we go in 3, 2, 1, and go. 1 and 2. Remember to keep those, or that weight in your heels rather. And 4, 5, keep going here, and 6. Try to keep those elbows at a 90-degree angle as well. And 8, 9, stay with me now, and 10. We're halfway through. 11, and 12. Keep going, team, you got this. 13, and 14, almost there, 15, 16, and 17. Just pushing those weights straight up over your head. 19, and 20. All right, switching to our bird dogs. First time through, 20 of these. Here we go, team, in 3, 2, 1, and go. 1, 2, so keep that core nice and tight. Squeeze those ab muscles. Draw that belly button in back towards your spine just a little bit, and then just hold it. This is 8, 9, and 10. We're halfway through. 11, and 12, 13. Almost there, team. 14, 15, 16, stay with me now, 17, 18, 19, and 20. All right, back to our squat press. Final round of these. Final 20. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and go. 1, and 2, and 3. Keep going, team. And 4, 5, and 6. Pushing up through those heels to stand up. And 8, 9, and 10. We're halfway through now. Stay with me now. 11, and 12, 13. Almost there, team. 14, 15, 16. Almost there, team. 17. Stay with me now. 18. Whew. 19. One more. And 20. All right, switching to our bird dogs here, team. 20 of these. Final time. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. And go. 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5. Awesome job, team. 6. Keep going. 7, 8, 9, and 10. We're halfway through. 11, 12. Keep that core nice and tight. Belly button drawn in towards your spine. 15, 16, 17. Almost there. 18, 19, and 20. All right. Awesome job, team. Let's take this quick break. We'll grab some water, and then we'll move on to the next one, all right? Whew. Whew. All right, team. Take a deep breath with me. Here we go. And in, and out. All right, moving on here, team. We are going to do hip lift, chest press, and 40 scissor kicks. I'll show you how to do these things, and then we will get started. So, hip lift, chest press. Again, you're going to need your weights for this one. So, laying down on the floor, knees bent up towards the ceiling. We're going to keep our feet kind of nice and close to our bum for this one. Our arms, our elbows are going to point away from us. Our hands are going to point towards the ceiling. So your elbows are at a 90-degree angle, just like this. From here, you're going to lift your weights and your hips at the same time, squeezing your bum at the top. So up, squeeze, back down, up, squeeze, back down. All right, we're going to do 20 of those. After that, we are switching to scissor kicks. So a scissor kick, kind of similar to flutter kicks, but what we're going to do, we're going to put our hands under our bums just like this for support. From here, we're going to keep our legs straight. We're going to kick one foot over top of the other, switching whichever foot is going over top, just like this. Back and forth, side to side, just like so. The difficulty of this is all dependent on how low your feet are to the floor. If you find being down here is really tough, feel free to lift those feet up so they're higher into the air, just like this. All right, each time one foot passes over the other, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, we are going to do 40 of those. So let's get started here, team, with our hip lift, chest press, 20 of these. Here we go in 3, 2, 1, and go. 1, 2. Remember to squeeze that bum at the top. 4, and 5, 6, and 7. Keep going, team. 8, and 9, 10. We're halfway through now. Stay with me. And 12, 13, 14. Almost there now. 15, 16, 17. Almost there. 18, and 19. And 20. All right, switching to our scissor kicks. 40 of these. So hands under our bums. Here we go in 3, 2, 1, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Keep going, team. Awesome job. 13, 15, 16. Core nice and tight. Again, squeezing those abs, drawing that belly button in back towards your spine. This is 23, 4, 5, going all the way up to 40. Remember, the lower your feet are towards the floor, the tougher they're going to be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 7, 8, 9, 40. Whew. All right, switching back to our hip lift chest press, 20 of those. Here we go, team, in 3, 2, 1, and go. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Keep going, team. 5 and 6. Awesome job. 7, lifting, squeezing that bum at the top. And 9 and 10. We're halfway through now. 11 and 12. 13, 14, almost there, team. 15, 16, 17, oh, almost done. 18, stay with me now. 19 and 20. All right, switching to our scissor kicks. Final 40 of these. Here we go in 3, 2, 1, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Keep going, team. Awesome work. 14, 16, 18, 19, 20. Over halfway now. Keep that core nice and tight. 7, 8, 9, 30. Almost there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 40. Whew. All right, excellent job, team. Let's take this quick break. We'll grab some water, and then we'll move on to the next one, okay? Whew. All right. Awesome job, team. Take a deep breath with me. Here we go, and in, and out. All right, moving on here, team. We are going to do reverse lunge bicep curl, so combining those two things. Then we are going to hold a V-sit for 30 seconds for our core. I will show you how to do these things, and then we will get started. So, a reverse lunge bicep curl, combining those two things. We're going to start with your reverse lunge. That'll be the first thing that I show you. What you're going to do from here is, you're going to swing one leg back behind you. You're going to drop your center of gravity down over your front knee, just like this, pushing up through your heel in order to stand up, all right? We are gonna alternate legs each time, and then we're also adding our bicep curl to that. So, bicep curl, you're gonna glue your elbows to your ribs, they're not gonna move, and you're just gonna curl those weights all the way up and all the way back down, all right? Don't stop in the middle. If you stop there, you're only working part of the muscle. We want you to work all of it, all right? So, we're going to combine, we're going to drop down into that reverse lunge, bringing our bicep curls up at the same time, pushing up through those heels, or that heel in the front rather, I should say, in order to stand back up. We're going to do 20 of those. After that, we are switching to a 30-second V-sit hold. So, a V-sit hold, we're going to start sitting on our bums just like this with our knees bent up towards the ceiling, just like so. From there, you are going to sit back until your body forms a V shape just like this, squeezing your core nice and tight. We're just going to hold that for 30 seconds, keeping in mind that the difficulty of this is all dependent on how far forward you're sitting and if your feet are on the ground. If you want to make this tougher for yourself, you can sit back and raise your feet up as high as you want. All right? So 30 seconds worth of that. Let's get started with our reverse lunge bicep curl, 20 of those. Here we go, team, in 3, 2, 1, and go. 1, 2, 3. So dropping your center of gravity down towards that knee. You're not leaning over it. You're still standing up nice and straight. That's just kind of the direction that your sternum is going. That's 10. Making sure you're pushing up through those heels in order to stand back up. 13, 14, 15. Almost there, team. 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Whew. All right, into that V-sit hold, 30 seconds worth. Let's get into position. Here we go, team. In 3, 2, 1, and up. Into that V-sit hold. Squeeze your core nice and tight. Squeeze those abs, draw that belly button in just a little bit. And then keeping in mind, the farther back you're sitting and the higher up your feet, the tougher these are going to be for you, okay? 10 seconds left, and we will switch back. Whew. Here we go, 3, 2, 1, and switch. All right, switching back to our reverse lunge bicep curl. Whew, 20 of these, here we go. 3, 2, 1, and go. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5. Keep going, team. 6. Awesome job. 7, 8, 9, and 10. We're halfway through now. 11, and 12, 13. Almost there, team. 14, 15, 16. Almost done. 17. Stay with me now. 18, 19, and 20. Whew. All right. Final V-sit hold. Final 30 seconds. Let's get into position here. Here we go, team. In 3, 2, 1, and go. Whew. Keeping that core nice and squeezed. Breathing normally. This is basically considered a kind of plank because it is an isometric exercise. 10 seconds left. Stay with me here, team. Whew. Almost done. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Whew. All right, awesome job there, team. Let's take this quick break. We'll grab some water, and then we'll move on to the next one, all right? Whew. Whew. All right, team. Take a deep breath with me. Here we go, and in, and out. All right. Moving on here, team. We are moving on to a curtsy side delt raise. So again, combining those two things. After that, we are going to do 20 hip rotations. I'll show you how to do these things, and then we will get started. So, curtsy side delt raise. You might want some weights for this one that are a bit lighter than what you used for your bicep curls, just because our arms are going to be straight, and that can make the weights feel a lot heavier, all right? So, starting with that curtsy lunge, you're gonna swing one leg behind you, kind of out to the side. Again, just dropping your center of gravity down towards that knee. You're not leaning into it. You are still standing up nice and straight, but you're gonna bring that center of gravity down towards that knee, pushing up through your heel in order to stand back up. One thing to think about too is you kind of want to keep your front knee kind of as upright as possible. We don't want it out at an angle like this, okay? So that's our curtsy portion. And then what we're going to do with our weights as we go down into that curtsy is we're going to side delt raise. So we're just gonna lift our weights straight out to the side, keeping those arms nice and straight, shoulder blades down nice and low on our backs, all right? 20 of those. After that, we're switching to 20 hip rotations. So hip rotations, we're gonna lay down on our backs, starting with our knees
bent up towards the ceiling just like this. I like to put my arms out in a T. I do find that helps with stability just a bit more. Then what we're going to do is we're just going to drop our knees side to side just like this. Keeping in mind, the higher up your feet are, the tougher these are going to be. All right, each side is one, and we are going to do 20 of those. So let's get started here with our curtsy side delt raise. 20 of these. Here we go, team. 3, 2, 1, and go. 1, 2, 3. Awesome job, team. 4. Just dropping that sternum towards that knee in the front, pushing up through that heel in order to stand back up. And 9 and 10. Whew. Halfway through now. 11 and 12, 13, 14. Almost there, team. 15, 16, 17. Almost there. 18, 19, and 20. All right, switching to hip rotations. First 20 of these. Here we go, team. 3, 2, 1, and go. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Keep going, team. 5, and 6, 7, and 8, 9, and 10. We're halfway through now. 11 and 12. Keeping in mind, the higher up your feet are, the tougher these are going to be. 15, 16, 17. Almost there, team. 18, 19, and 20. Whew. All right, switching back to our curtsy side delt raise. Final 20 of these. Here we go, team. In 3, 2, 1, and go. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Keep going, team. 5. Awesome job. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. We're halfway through. 11, 12. Whew. Starting to feel this in my shoulders. If you are too, feel free to bend your elbows up just like this instead of having your arms straight. All right. 17, 18, 19, and 20. Whew. All right. Final hip rotations. Final 20 of these. Here we go, team. In 3, 2, 1, and go. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. Keep going, team. 7. Awesome job. And 8, 9, and 10. Halfway through now. 11, and 12, 13, 14, 15. Almost there, team. 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Whew. All right, excellent job, team. Let's take this quick break, grab some water, and then we will move on to the last one, all right? Whew. All right. Awesome job, team. Take this deep breath with me. Here we go, and in, and out. All right, last one here, team. We are going to do 20 downward dog, 2 push-ups. So we're combining a little bit of yoga here today. 20 of those, and then we are going to do 20 90-degree crunches. I will show you how to do these things, and then we will get started. So, a downward dog to push-up. We're going to start in that downward dog position to start. Basically, what we're going to do is we're going to have to get ourselves into an inverted V shape just like this. If you've done bear squats with me before, this is the position that we kind of end up in after we push ourselves up onto our toes and our hands just like this. You should feel that pull in your hamstrings, that really nice pull behind your thighs, just like this. From here, what we're going to do is we're going to swing ourselves down into a push-up position, and then it's up to you whether you want to do it from your toes or bring your knees down and push yourself off of your knees. Into that push-up position, you want to keep a nice straight line from your shoulder to your contact point with the floor. My contact point today is going to be my knees. So nice straight line from my shoulder to my knees, keeping my core nice and tight. I'm just going to drop myself down 90 degrees, push myself back up, down into that downward dog again, back into that push-up, push back up. Those two things combined is a count of 1. We are going to do 20 of those. After that, we are switching to 90-degree crunches. So a 90-degree crunch, we're going to lay down on our backs with our feet up in the air just like this. A modification you can do for these, if this does bother your lower back, bend your knees down, just kind of let them hang, just kind of over top of your bum just like this, but your knees are still bent. From there, it's a regular crunch. We're lifting our shoulders up off the floor, fingers behind your ears, elbows nice and wide, squeezing your core at the top. All right, 20 of those. So let's get started here, team, with our downward dog to push up. 20 of these. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and go. 1, and 2, and 3. I want you really sticking your bum back nice and far on that downward dog. 5, and 6, and 7. Awesome job, team. Stay with me now. That's 8. This is 9. And 10. Halfway through. And 11. And 12. Awesome job, team. Stay with me now. 13. And 14. And 15. Almost there, team. Doing great. And 16. And 17. Almost done. Almost all the way to 20. 18. Oh. And 19. Last one. And 20. Whew. All right, switching to our 90-degree crunch. First time through. First 20 of these. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1, and go. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 5. Keep going, team. 6, and 7, 8, 9, and 10. Lifting, squeezing that core at the top, making sure you're keeping your elbows nice and wide. This is going to stop you from collapsing forward, possibly pulling on your neck. All right, 17, 18, 19, and 20. All right, switching back to our downward dog to push up. Now, if you find you can't do as many this time around, that's completely fine. Do what you can, and then you can switch to your 90-degree crunch, all right? Here we go. In 3, 2, 1, and go. And 1, and 2. Keep that core nice and tight as you bring your body forward to do that crunch. That's going to help with your form as well. We don't want your upper body collapsing down to the floor whenever you're doing a push-up. And 7. And 8. And keeping your core nice and tight is going to help with that. 9. And 10. And 11. Whew. And 12. Awesome job, team. Stay with me now. And 13. And 14. And 15. Almost there, team. Stay with me. And 16. Whew. And 17. almost done. And 18. And 19. One more. And 20. Whew. All right. Final 90-degree crunch. And then we're done for the day. Here we go, team. 3, 2, 1. And go. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6. Keep going, team. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Halfway through. 11. Stay with me now. 12, and 13, 14, 15. Almost there, team. 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Oh my gosh, we're done. Woohoo! Awesome job, team. Thank you so much for joining me today. I always appreciate you being here. Now that we are finished, please remember to check in. You can do that just below the video player here. As well, if you feel comfortable with it, I would love to see your sweaty selfie on social media. You can tag me on both Facebook and Instagram at M12 Fitness Liz. All right? Thanks again so much, team, and I will see you next time.